Good afternoon. It has been a busy couple of days. Saturday, after I announced the name change, I was sitting around being kind of lazy, and then I was like, I have an entire day that I can get stuff done off my to-do list. It doesn't even matter what I get done, I just got to start working. And that day I was able to drill the holes in the fruit buckets. I was able to put all of the cardboard down at the apiary. I was also able to do some stuff with the farm stand. Just a lot of things got done off my to-do list. And then today has also been a big day. I am expanding the apiary. I'm going from 2 hives last year to 5 hives this year. I'm also going to put out a bait hive to potentially catch a swarm, and then eventually my goal would be maybe to split some. So I had to increase the size of the apiary. Before, it only went to here, and it was just this square. I think it was like a 12 by 12 maybe a little smaller, but I essentially doubled it, a little bit more than doubled it. And I did end up moving the doors down here. It's just more accessible. They were up there before, but that's very steep and it gets really muddy during the summertime. So I brought all of these cardboard boxes down and laid them all down. We're getting wood chips hopefully soon from this place called Chip Drop. If they don't have a load for me in the next week or two, I might end up canceling it and just getting mulch from our highway department. We get free mulch from our highway department. I was just trying to not have to do that just because Chip Drop drops it all here, and it would be a lot less loads of borrowing someone's truck to do that. But some of these things can't really wait. So my plan is to keep those 2 stands there. I might move them around a little bit, but I'm keeping those there. And then last year we disassembled our bleachers at the church, and they have these big long pieces of plywood. Now they have been inside for their entire life, so I'm not sure how they will hold up to the elements, but they will probably only be out here for like a year or 2 until hopefully I'm not living here anymore. And whenever I do move out, I plan to take all of my bees with me. So I have these 2, or there are 6 long plywood pieces. And my thought was to make like, what's it called? Like little benches almost out of them. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to cut them in half or not, but I could do like 4 benches down or something. I haven't exactly figured that out. And then I would either put them on top of cinder blocks, or we have quite a few like big logs laying around, so I could theoretically put logs down as like the base of the little bench things. So that is what's going on so far with the bees. I do plan to pick up at least 3 of my nukes this weekend. That is the goal, if I can get everything set up, is to do that. So the other big things that I've been doing is in the garden. I had a bunch of old weeds or like diseased plant matter from last year, and I was thinking about making a big pile down there and burning it, but we have a burn ban for a while, and I didn't really want to risk having it there and then having all the weed seeds blow up. I know that I'm going to have weeds either way, but it would be nice if I had less. But we got our chickens, and pretty soon they're going to be going out into the coop, and so I'm just taking the old plant matter and such and throwing it down there. They will scratch through it, break it down, and it will become nice ground for them. And then I have these 2 beds here. I went through and weeded them. I'm gonna rake them a little bit because there's tiny little weeds in there, but the big ones are out. And then if you can see, I put down cardboard. I do need to go get another load of cardboard from Joann's, but I got quite a bit here. So I laid that all out, and I did wet it down just so that it would stay in place a little bit better. I'm really hoping that they don't just fly everywhere, because that would be a big waste of my time to do that. Oh, and that's the other thing I did. I finished my raised beds. I showed you this in my video the other day, but I am almost completely finished. I have to staple these. I ran out of staples in the staple gun, but everything is just coming along. I'm picking things up. I do have to rake through here just to, freshen up the soil a little bit so it's ready to plant. This wire is from my tomato trellising last year. I am going to use a little bit of it for my tomatoes this year, and then I think I'm going to figure out a way to wrap the rest of it up. But I have some extra pallets there. I have some tomato cages here that I will use for my peppers again. But yeah, it's coming along pretty well. I have one piece of encouragement for you. If you have any list of things to do, it might be a big list, and my list is definitely big, but it's not as big as you think it is. And the hardest thing to do is actually to get started. It sounds kind of cliche, but it's really true. Like, I have been dreading doing some of these things for a while just because I have not wanted to. And I remembered the other things that I did the other day. So we have a bunch of water on top of our pool, and my dad does not want it to go straight in the pool because there's some dirt and debris in it and leaves over on the other side. So I am siphoning it into different places. So that's what this hose is hooked up to. So I wet down all my boards. I was trying to see if I could siphon uphill, but it didn't work. So the other thing that I did was I got my electric fencing set up. It is not completely done. I do need to stake the corners. I might have to stretch them out a little bit, and it's not hooked up to anything, but this is where the entrance is going to be. As of now, we might add another segment to give them more space down there, but for now, this is the only entrance, and I can just open it up, come in here. We do need to run power. There's a post over there that has power that we need to run here so that we can have the actual electric fence charger there, because I do not have a solar one that is reliable. And the other thing that I did, which I was able to siphon water off the pool, is I set up my rain barrel. I need to get a gutter piece to come down from here, but this is completely full right now. That is water from off the top of the pool. Don't worry, it does not have any pool chemicals in it because it was on the top. So it is just completely full right now. I'll show you guys. So it's full. I do have a hose up somewhere that I'm going to attach to it, and then we're just going to have a little bucket that will sit in here that I can fill up with water from there. I also made the base for the other rain barrel that we have, which is up at the house, but I wasn't able to fill it, so it's just a rain barrel on some cinder blocks. But that's just my little update for today. We're getting lots of things done. The other reason why the fence is not completely set up is we have this big tree here, and we don't need to move it all out of the way. I just told my dad we're going to need to cut a chunk of it and then roll it away. So